Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North High School for tonight's Greater Wichita Athletic League doubleheader between the Red Hawks of North High and your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout, and then we'll be sending it to our pregame interview with head coach Christina Commons prior to the girls' game, which will tip off at the top of the hour. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of North High School for tonight's Greater Wichita Athletic League doubleheader with the Red Hawks of North High and your Wichita Northwest Grizzlies. The varsity girls will tip it off at the top of the hour, and we're joined before the game, as we always are, by our head girls coach, Christina Commons. And, Coach, I guess the first thing I can say is you've had a very busy week.
Yeah, well, we started last week with Heights, and then we go and play Shawnee Mission South, and then we play Clearwater, and then we play Manhattan. So it was a lot in a very short amount of time. But we had fun, and we learned a lot of things.
And one of the nice things about the tournament, any tournament, is that it's a non-league tournament, so you get to play teams that you wouldn't see in the regular year. And besides the fact that it's somebody different than you're used to seeing, maybe you'll learn a little something along the way because they might do some things that are different from what we're used to.
Oh, definitely. The pace that was ran, the fact that not everybody's trying to outrun the other team, getting those fast break opportunities. So it is definitely a pure different side of things. And my girls kind of got used to it, and especially our second game where we lost by 1, but we were right there with them the entire game. We've never had such a tight, close game like that at all yet until that situation. So it was a good learning experience.
And in addition to the three games, the three actual basketball games that you played up at McPherson, they had some other events as well. Tell us about some of those.
Oh, I love going to this tournament. They do a free throw contest and a three-point contest. The free throw contest was first, and we practiced kind of as a team. We had a little competition ourselves before we went, and both Aubreys ended up winning, and they got to go and shoot in it. Aubrey Navarrete ended up getting third out of 14. And then Aubrey Lohman ended up getting fourth out of 14. So we were in the top. We were the only team with 2 up there, and so it was really nice. But then three-point contest, not necessarily in our favor. But I will say one thing for the overall tournament, our three-point shooting increased percentage-wise so much this tournament. We've kind of not been making them in our games lately, but I have a feeling our confidence definitely shot up from this tournament.
On the three-point side of it in games, you always always think in terms of Navarrete being the 3-point shooter and having won the free throw contest. Did she do well in the 3-point contest?
Well, I told the girls, I said I didn't want one person doing both. So we ended up switching it up. We had both Aaliyah and Kinsey being our 3-point shooters for it. And they did well. It just, there were some who ended up like almost lights out. It was beautiful.
And, I mean, that's going to happen, and you got to congratulate them and take your hats off to them. Speaking of which, we also need to take our hats off to the young lady from Shawnee Mission South, whose name had now escaped me, who nailed her 1,000th point in our game. And, you hate to be the victim of the 1,000th point, but you have to be happy for her and appreciate what she's accomplished.
The coach even asked, is it okay with both the officials and myself if they did this celebration? And I said yes, because I think it can show my girls that things like these can happen, and we want to celebrate it, home or away. We got to witness it and hopefully strive for something like that to happen in ourselves.
And they did a very class job with their celebration. First of all, they kept it brief, did a team picture, congratulated the young lady. As we do as well. It's a tremendous accomplishment, and you're right. It puts something up here for all the girls who were wearing Northwest uniforms in that game.
Yes, and I mean, you don't want to say being selfish, you need to score all these points, but at the same time, it is a privilege because that she didn't get there by herself. She had other teammates that helped and supported her, gave her amazing passes, did set beautiful screens so that she could have those opportunities to score.
So let's turn our attention now to the matter at hand, which is the game here at North High against the Red Hawks. What are you looking for in tonight's contest?
One, I'm excited to be in Wichita again. But I just think North High, I mean, they've made so many changes probably by the last time we played them to now. I just hope that they can also realize that my team as well has made changes. We have grown so much individually and as a whole. And I'm really hoping for a good outing for an away trip. Let's get that W.
Do we have a road win? I'm trying to think. We don't have a road win yet this year, do we?
We do not. We went to Heights now, and we've been to South. We've been to Bishop Carroll. And then so this will be our fourth one. Besides the tournament, this will be our fourth one to go away. Well, you got to get one sometime. Let's make it tonight, right? Tonight would be amazing to make.
Okay, you held out some of the players in the tournament up in McPherson. You had one injury with Kylina. How is she doing?
Kylina's doing good. I think a lot of it is just, yes, she's hurt. Her knee it's a big one. But it's going to be the recovery. I want to make sure she's getting the time that she needs because I don't want her to miss out anytime soon. So you're telling me she is or is not playing tonight? We're not sure. We're going to wait until that last minute, make that decision. Okay. The dreaded game time decision, ladies and gentlemen. So how's everybody else doing? They've really had a lot of games under their belt of late. And I will say that competition at that tournament, it wasn't easy. We had to fight, and we had to show some strength. We got a little bit of bumps and bruises along the way as well. But once again, it's a whole new week, so who knows what's going to happen. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll wish you the best of luck. Let's get that first road W tonight here at North High, and we'll look forward to a visit with you before we play on Friday. Perfect. Thank you so much. Head coach Christina Commons on our pregame show. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's game against the North High Red Dogs. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey, man, you going out for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
Means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be
All you can be.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to North High and the North High Gym for tonight's Greater Wichita Athletic League doubleheader featuring your Northwest Grizzlies and the host team, the Redhawks of Wichita North High School. Grizzlies come into this game looking to right the ship, having lost 4 in a row, dating all the way back to last week's game at Heights, and then the 3-game run in the tournament. Grizzlies lost all 3 in that tournament. Had a chance to win one of them, had a realistic chance to win one of them against Clearwater and dropped that decision by 1 point as they went on to lose all 3 in the tournament. So they're coming off a 4-game skid during the last week, and they're looking to right the ship against a team that they've already beaten once this year. When North High came to Northwest, both of the Northwest teams won in a sweep of that homestand that evening. So looking to repeat that same thing here on the road at North High. For those of you watching from out of town, pretty nice day here in Wichita, Kansas today. It was 68 here. I have 68. It was not a record, but it was close to it. Today's high a little cooler. The forecast high for today was supposed to be 61, and I'll take 61 anytime. 66 is on tap for tomorrow, so we're getting a taste of either Indian summer or early spring, and whatever we're getting a taste of, we'll accept it gladly. Because every day we get of good weather is a day we steal from old man winter. Got about a minute to go before the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem. We'll just go ahead and keep it right here. We'll tell you that give you a quick programming note. We've got the doubleheader tonight. We're back on the air Friday night at home. We'll take on Bishop Carroll, and it will be basketball homecoming night at Northwest, and we will bring you the homecoming festivities in between games live as they occur. I want to thank our executive producer tonight, Craig Hall, for jumping in and taking camera. Can you see that okay? Okay. I can tip it if you want. It will tip down if you want. Okay. If you want to, just take it on either side and gently pull on it and it will tip.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wichita North High School would like to welcome all of you attending tonight's matchup between
all right, we're getting ready for the presentation of the colors by the Junior ROTC Honor Guard here at North High as they bring the colors to the floor.
your behavior is a reflection and representation of the people you are here supporting. At this time, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Your colors today are presented by Soledad Villalobos, Eva Luna, Michael Morales, and Diana Quintana.
That's the national anthem here at North High. Now let's get set and meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. And we will begin tonight with the visiting team, the Grizzlies of Wichita Northwest. They'll be wearing their blue uniforms with white numerals and, with yellow numerals and yellow trim. A 5'1" senior guard, number 1, Mackenzie Edwards. 5'2" junior guard, number 21, Aaliyah Richard. 5'9" senior forward, number 24, Sasha Reed. 5'9" sophomore forward, number 30, Aubrey Navarrete. And finally, a 5'11" junior forward, number 34, Cameron Stubbs. Grizzlies are coached by Christina Commons and by Taylor Darr. Now the starting lineup for the Red Hawks of North High. A freshman, number 3, Annalise Zaccardi. Sophomore, number 5, Charlie Hill. Sophomore, number 23, Joanna Ross. Sophomore, number 24, Celicia Shelton. And finally, senior number 44, Haley Wolke. Red Hawks are coached by Barry Glover and by Jasmine Florio. Once again, for Northwest, it's Edwards, Richard, Reed, Navarrete, and Stubbs. And for North, Zaccardi, Hill, Ross, Shelton, and Wolke. Those are your starting lineups, and I didn't mention, but it's kind of obvious that the North High Red Hawks are in their home white uniforms with red numerals and red trim. Grizzlies will play from right to left here in the first half. Getting set for the tip-off, it'll be Cameron Stubbs for the Grizzlies, and I assume it'll be Haley Wolke for the Red Hawks. Happy to bring you our presentation tonight, and yes, it is, I'm wrong. It's Shelton tipping it for North High. We're underway, and North wins the opening tip, brings the ball forward, left to right. With the ball is Zaccardi. And back out, and a long 3 attempt there by, well, now we already have a mystery guest because they have somebody on the floor who is not on the roster. I'm going to assume that is Zaccardi because I don't see a 3 on the floor. And a 3 was supposed to start. Now that I've said that, I think I do see it. No, that's 13, so that must be Zaccardi. No, there is a 3 on the floor. We have a mystery guest. That's all I can tell you. And the mystery guest brings the ball down the floor. We'll try and find out who that is. There's a long 3 attempt off the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Hawks. It goes out of play. It will stay with North High. Just underway here in the first quarter of the Varsity Girls contest, and we're still scoreless. Zaccardi with it, turnaround, spin move, feeds it inside. It's kicked by a Grizzly player, and now Wolke has it, and we have a turnover. It'll be Grizzly basketball. Stubbs will inbound it to Kenzie Edwards. Also on the floor is Aaliyah Richard, Aubrey Navarrete, and Sasha Reed. That's your 5 on the floor here in the first quarter. Edwards thought about it, pulled it back down. Navarrete pulls it out, brings it around the horn. Reed into the paint, puts it up. It's blocked. Rebound, Stubbs gets it. Navarrete for 3, and count it. Aubrey Navarrete gets the Grizzlies on the board, and it's 3-0. And I was going to wait until she got her first 3. There's a loose ball picked up by Edwards, 2-on-0 break, and Kenzie Edwards will lay it in herself. And it's 5-0 Northwest. What I was starting to say was, want to wish Aubrey Navarrete a very happy birthday today. And we have invited her to join us for her birthday in between games for a visit, even though we had her on as in a Meet the Grizzlies segment in our last game, which was up in the McPherson tournament, in our last broadcast. I invited her to come up anyway since today is her birthday. North High inbounds in the paint, loose ball, picked off by Edwards. Over to Navarrete on the near side, back to Richard, to Edwards. Back to Navarrete. Aubrey. And we have a foul called on North High. We're picking up, I don't know if you're picking it up at home. We're picking up some static in our audio, and we have no idea what it's coming from. We'll try and deal with that here as we go forward. Grizzlies inbound, still have it. That's Richard with it, top of the key. North High in a 2-3 zone at the moment. Far side. Edwards gives it to Stubbs. Stubbs back, Navarrete for three. Short, rebounded by Reed. She's on the floor with it. Gets it back to Aubrey Navarrete, and they're going to call Reed for traveling. And that'll turn it over to the Red Hawks. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Grizzlies lead 5-0. Bringing it down the floor now. Gosh, another mystery guest. There's a shot that misses. Rebounded. Navarrete gets the rebound. And the Grizzlies will come back down the floor with it. Edwards to Richard. To Navarrete. To Reed, putting it in from 12 feet, missing. And a foul called on the rebound. That'll be against Northwest, I'm sure. And that will turn the ball over to fouls on Aaliyah Richard. First team foul on the Grizzlies. Ross with the ball at the moment for North High. Dishes it off. Wolke for three, short. Loose on the floor, out of play, turn it over, Northwest ball. Ball inbounded to Edwards. She brings it across the floor. Edwards, top of the key, now to Navarrete, to Richard. Edwards underneath to Reed. Oh, nice pass to Cameron Stubbs, and she couldn't finish it. North comes away with the ball, and a tough break for the Grizzlies that time. Ross passes it. Back to Ross, she puts it up short. Ball's out of play, and it will stay with the Red Hawks. And we have a substitution for Northwest on the floor. A couple of substitutions. Carly Wimberly, number 10. The 5'7" senior guard joins the team on the floor for Northwest, and she's joined out there by number 2, 5'1" freshman guard Aubrey Lohman. We have a foul called on Northwest that'll puts Wolke to the line to shoot a pair. First one is up, and it's good. And North High is on the board. One more coming for North, and the second one, she makes them both, nothing but net each time, and it's 5-2 Northwest. Lohman to Wimberly. Around the horn, Leah Richard pulls it back out. 2-1-2 zone now by North. Lohman for three off the heel, no good. Wimberly the rebound, it doesn't go either. And the third rebound is taken away by North. And here come the Red Hawks down the floor. Ross wasn't ready for that, but she managed to recover it. Into the paint, sends it wide. Walke to a long three attempt off the heel. That's Zaccardi that missed it. Well, you know what? I'm going to take that back. That number 13 is not Zaccardi, because Zaccardi is now on the floor wearing number 3. There's another 2-point basket. So number 13 is truly going to be the mystery guest, one of 2 so far in the game. There's a loose ball, and Aaliyah Simpson is the other substitution for Northwest. I failed to mention that. Anaya Simpson, excuse me. And all of a sudden, the Grizzlies trail. A 6-point run by North High, and a timeout being taken here by Northwest, and I don't blame them. Whoops. Let's change that. It's a full timeout. We're going to go ahead and take the timeout with them. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds is Grizzly basketball.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Back at North High, coming out of the timeout, Grizzlies trail 6-5 after leading 5-0. They had the hot hand early, and then it just went cold. So on the floor for Northwest, Anaya Simpson inbounding to Aubrey Lohman, Aaliyah Richard, Carly Wimberly, and finally on the floor is Sasha Reed. Wimberly gives it to Lohman. Lohman back out now to Richard. Richard to Wimberly. Wimberly from 12 feet off the glass, no good, rebounded by Richard. Richard dishes it to Lohman. Lohman back to Richard. Aaliyah into the paint, puts it up, and count it. Aaliyah Richard scores, and that gives the Grizzlies the lead back at 7-6. Less than a minute to go now in the first quarter. Ross had a hard time getting it across the timeline after all the pressure. Walke's shot is blocked and picked off by Anaya Simpson. She gives it to Richard, and don't be surprised if the Grizzlies play for the last shot here. Wimberly in the paint. Back out to Richard, and a travel called on Wimberly. We'll turn it back over to North, and North will get the last opportunity, it looks like. And a chance for North to take a lead into the second quarter. Back underway. Mystery guest puts it in and gives them the lead. We're going to find out who that is during the timeout. 6 seconds to go. That one out of play. It'll turn over to the Red Hawks. 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. A long one off the hit, it missed everything. And that's the way the first quarter will end. At the end of one, it's North High 8 and Northwest 7. We'll be back with the second quarter after this. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Back at North High, getting set for the start of the second quarter. The Grizzlies will begin play here in the second quarter, trailing 8-7 after leading 5-0. Referee getting the troops back in the game. On the floor, it is Edwards, Navarrete, who's going to inbound it. Wimberly, Reed, and Stubbs. And Reed is not in the game. It's Simpson instead, excuse me. Navarrete with it, gives it to Wimberly. Edwards for three. Off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Wimberly. We'll do it all over again. North High again in that 2-1-2 zone. Edwards, easy lay-in. Oh, it doesn't go and out of bounds. It'll stay with Northwest. Edwards had a chance to give the Grizzlies the lead and missed. Navarrete will inbound to Stubbs, and we're back at it here. Wimberly, yes, from 12 feet, and the Grizzlies take the lead, 9-8. We did not find out who the mystery guest was in between quarters. We didn't have enough time. Wolke lays it in, and Wolke has 4 points in the lead for the Red Hawks. Edwards brings it down for Northwest. Simpson back over to Edwards, gives it to Wimberly. Back to Wimberly now. And now back to Edwards. Edwards thought about it, pulled it back down into Simpson in the paint. Navarrete gives it to Edwards. Here's a three chance. Off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Anaya Simpson. Oh, Edwards saw a lane, went up, doesn't get the basket, but she is fouled and she'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Foul is charged to Sabelos. Her first. Edwards is at the line shooting a pair. First one is up, off the heel, no good. Grizzlies substitute in some players. Into the game comes Carissa Patterson, the freshman. 5'10" guard. And returning is Sasha Reed. Second free throw attempt is good. And we're tied at 10. North High will bring the ball down the floor. Intercepted by Edwards. This time she didn't miss, lays it in, and the Grizzlies have the lead again. Ross with it for North High. We have a tie-up over on the far side, and under the alternating possession rule, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports. The ball will go to North High, and the defensive play by Northwest will be wasted. And we're having for some reason, we're having a problem with our graphic. I just noticed that the possession arrow, there we go. Oh, they've got it backwards. Okay, I didn't even know that. Mystery guest brings it down the floor. Spin move, no basket, and we have a whistle on the play. Fouls on Navarrete, that's her first. Each team with one now in the second quarter. Mystery guest from the free throw line off the heel. Patterson with the rebound for Northwest, and she'll bring it down. Now she gives it to Navarrete. Back out to Edwards. Edwards. Far side. Richard for three. Off the heel. No good. Rebounded and kicked out of play. Let's see who. Now they're calling a foul on that play. And it will be North's ball on the foul against Northwest. Ball's inbounded, and we're back underway here with inside 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Grizzlies lead 12-10. We have a foul called. I think it's going to be on Sasha Reed. It is her. That can't be right. They've got Sasha Reed with 3 fouls. There's no way. Is there? First free throw misses. And I guess so, because Sasha Reed just came out of the game. She's replaced by Haley McNave. I didn't notice her get 3 fouls. Makes the second one. We're back underway here. Grizzlies lead 12-11. Far side now into Patterson, into the paint. She puts it up and count it. Carissa Patterson scores. Ross brings it. Oh, she doesn't bring it across the timeline. Made a fool out of me. There she sends it to the mystery guest. And mystery still has it. Ross puts it up off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Navarrete. Oh, this one's stolen, and a lay-in misses. Loose ball on the floor, and mystery guest gets it back. That lay-in misses. And the Grizzlies come away with it. Down on the floor, there's a whistle and a foul. That'll be the second team foul on North. Fouls on Ross. It's her first. Team foul number 2 for the Redhawks. Grizzlies will inbound. It'll be Aaliyah Richard inbounding. To Patterson. Sends it out to Edwards. Back to Richard, and went through the wickets and turns over to North High. North brings the ball down the floor, and now we have a whistle and a stoppage of play. And I'm not sure what we're doing here. I don't know, something to do with the clock. I'm not sure what it was, but North High inbounds to restart play. Grizzlies man-to-man defense have been all game. Ross in the paint, puts one up, it's blocked into the corner and knocked out of play. It'll stay with North, and that's a pretty good play by the Red Hawks. Ball's inbounded. Mystery Guest puts it up. It misses. Grizzlies get the rebound. This is Lohman bringing it back down. And we have a blocking foul charged against North. That'll be their third. We've got on the floor, we've got Edwards, Lohman, McKaylee Nave, Patterson, and Aaliyah Richard. That's your 5 on the floor for the Grizzlies. Pass to Lohman, almost picked off. Aubrey gets it, gives it to Patterson. Patterson drives, puts it up, it's blocked, and a foul is called. And somebody went down hard and awkwardly, and that is Patterson. She gets up, and the Northwest faithful, in fact, the whole building gives her a nice hand. She's going to go to the line and shoot a pair. Trying to add to the Grizzlies' 3-point lead. First one's up and off the heel, no good. Grizzlies have led by as many as 5. They scored the first 5 points of the game. Neither team has led by that many since. And she missed them both. North High with the ball. And Grizzlies pick it off. Nice job defensively by Northwest. Lohman underneath to Patterson, yes. Lohman to Patterson, who was wide open. And she lays it in. And the Grizzlies have that 5-point that 5-point lead back again. There's McKaylee Nave intercepting one. Knocked out of play. It'll stay with Northwest. North High comes away with it. 13 brings it down. Gives it off to Anderson. Anderson feeds it into Wolke. Wolke in the paint. Feeds it back. And to Wolke again. Short and rebounded by Edwards. Grizzlies with a chance to increase the lead. Richard driving in the paint, puts it up, yes. And the Grizzlies lead by a touchdown. Bringing it down the floor, that's Ross. Giving it to 13 off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Patterson. Nice job by Carissa Patterson on the boards. Over here to Richard. She had an uncontested 3 and let it go. Now back out to Aaliyah. She sends it wide to Lohman underneath to Nave. Nave, yes! McKaylee Nave from Aubrey Lohman, and the Grizzlies lead by 9. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Stay tuned at halftime for our Meet the Grizzlies segment. Wolke just scored. Halftime in our Meet the Grizzlies segment. Grizzlies with it, 28 to go. That one is blocked. Ross comes away with it for North. Feeds it wide. And that one is just literally picked off by Patterson. They're going to call a jump ball. And on the alternating possession, it will go to Northwest. And there's 16 seconds remaining here in the first half. Ten now. Patterson. Edwards. Long one, misses everything. North High comes away with it, and that's the way we end the first half. We're at halftime. Not a bad first half for Northwest. They lead 20-13 over the Red Hawks. We'll be back in 1 minute with our guest on Meet the Grizzlies, Sasha Reed. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
It's halftime, and we're joined at halftime on our Meet the Grizzlies segment by number 24, forward Sasha Reed. Sasha, first of all, welcome, and glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your family, if you would, please.
They always come to a game. My mom, dad, sometimes my little brother and my sister, my grandparents. I really care about my grades. I have like a 3.6 GPA, Yeah.
Congratulations, first of all, on a 3.6 GPA. That is awesome. You keep up the good work in the grade department, okay? It's important. You are a senior, and since you mentioned your grade point average, obviously you're got to be giving some thought to what you want to do after you leave Northwest.
Yeah. I want to go into physical therapy. Yeah.
Where do you want to study at? Have you decided?
Mm-mm.
You got time to do that yet. Yeah. And physical therapy is a great field to get into, and you'd probably be a very good physical therapist, I'm sure. So what's your favorite subject here at school?
Probably right now it's probably psychology. Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
We learn about our different emotions, why and how we do stuff, and I find it interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Last and not least, did I ask her about goals? Okay. I'm going to cut that. Come back here in 3, 2, 1. Tell us, if you will, your personal goals on the basketball court, as well as what you would feel be the goals for your team.
My goals are to, one, have a better record than we did last year, and for me personally, I want to make more threes. So yeah.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you. We hope you have a great season. Hope the team wins a boatload of games this year, and I know you're one of the leaders on the floor being a senior, so they're going to be counting on you.
Thank you.
Sasha Reed, our guest here at halftime on our Meet the Guest segment. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the second half of tonight's varsity contest. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
To redefine yourself.
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
The best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Welcome back to North High. We are at halftime of the girls' varsity contest, and the Grizzlies lead 20-13 at halftime. Grizzlies have played pretty well here in the first half. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead, then all of a sudden found themselves trailing 8-7, and then it was back and forth for a while, and then they built up this lead at the end of the second quarter. This lead of 7 points, which is their biggest lead. Actually, it's not. They led by 9 at one point, but 7-point lead at half gives them a good jump start. North High will inbound to start play here in the third quarter. Grizzlies will be playing from left to right here in the second half. Let's see who's on the floor for Northwest here in the second half. We've got Carissa Patterson, number 35, Sasha Reed, 24, Aubrey Navarrete, 30. Number 1 is Kenzie Edwards, and then Aaliyah Richard, number 21, to round out the starting lineup here in the second half. And we are underway in the third quarter. We still don't know who the mystery guest is. We're not going to find out. Wolke puts it up, misses, rebounded by Navarrete. She's having a pretty good night on her birthday. Patterson. Richard for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Navarrete, and she sends it back out to Edwards. Edwards back to Navarrete. To Patterson. North High in a 2-3 zone again. They've spent a lot of time in that zone here tonight, and the Grizzlies have done a good job of shooting over it or around it or through it. Here's one that got blocked, but Richard comes up with it. 1 minute gone, third quarter. Navarrete with it. Richard. And there's one that's literally taken out of Carissa Patterson's hands. 3-on-1 break for North. Shot missing by Rodriguez, and that'll be an over and back. Oh, they're saying it was tipped, and nobody is buying that. And now the referees are going to stop and talk about it, and that may get overruled. And they're not going to overrule it. It'll stay with North, and that's a real break for the Red Hawks, because there's no question that's a blown call. 6.5 to go, third quarter. Nobody has scored yet in the second half. Rodriguez puts it up, and she's blocked, and she'll go to the line and shoot a pair. First foul of the third quarter by either team, and unfortunately, it's on Sasha Reed, and Reed in foul trouble again. First free throw is short. Sasha Reed will come out, and Cameron Stubbs will replace her. Number 34. Rodriguez with one more free throw. She makes it. 20-14 Grizzlies. Navarrete with it. Edwards. Patterson for 3, misses, rebounded by Navarrete. And there's a pass that's intercepted and a breakaway for Zaccardi. She doesn't get to the basket. Rodriguez has the ball batted away by Patterson, but Patterson guilty of a personal foul. And it will send Rodriguez to the line to shoot 2. North High with an opportunity here to lower the gap without the clock moving, and she misses the first one. She made 1 out of 2 on her last trip. And the second one also misses, so no harm done. Edwards sends it out to Patterson across the way. Navarrete, a rainbow for a 3 off the rim, and it goes out of play, and we'll turn over to North. Grizzlies 20, North High 14. Northwest has not scored in this quarter. Rodriguez with it for the Red Hawks. That one goes out of play, and it will stay, or will it? Nope, that'll turn over to Northwest. Or will it? Well, we have a timeout called. Let's see who called it. It's a full timeout. We'll figure out who called it later. In the meantime, Grizzlies lead by 6. That's Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball. Back underway here, coming out of the timeout. And all of a sudden, folks, it's a 3-point game. North High on a run here. That's going to be an over and back. And that'll turn it over to the Red Hawks. Grizzlies need to maintain composure here. 13 passes it to Ross. Ross from the stripe, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Patterson. Edwards will bring it across the timeline for Northwest. Shot over here to Navarrete. Oh, Navarrete threw it right to Joanna Ross. And Ross missed the easy lay-in. What a break for Northwest. Down underneath. That's a long 2 if it goes, and it does not. Rebounded by 13. Rodriguez with it. On the far side is North High with the ball. Grizzlies man-to-man, loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? North High will get it. Walke now with it. She puts up a rainbow for a 3. In and out, no good. Another break for Northwest. Edwards brings the ball up the floor. Grizzlies trying to extend their 3-point lead. They led by 7 at half. Navarrete to Edwards. Richard underneath the Stubbs. I'm sorry, that was Patterson. Now back over here to Richard, to Patterson again. Patterson driving the baseline. She puts it up, she's fouled, she'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Grizzlies are going to sub in a couple here after this first attempt, which is no good. Lohman comes back in along with Wimberly for Northwest, replacing Edwards and Navarrete. One more free throw for Patterson. And she missed them both. She's had a tough night at the stripe, 0 for 4. Patterson gets it right back. No. They're going to call a whistle and a foul. Probably on Patterson. Third team foul, and it is on Patterson. That's her second. North High brings it down the floor. Walke with it. Dishes it off. And 13 scores. I wish I knew who that was. She scored a lot of their points tonight. And it's a 1-point ball game again. Grizzlies led by 7 at half. They have not scored in the last 5 minutes. Now a travel by Wimberly turns it over again. And North High will bring the ball down with a chance to take the lead. Anderson will inbound. Anderson back with it again. McCarty. Nice screen. Here's a 3-ball attempt, and this one is good. And just like that, North High leads by 2. Richard for 3. Yes! Answer back. That away. Aaliyah Richard. And the Grizzlies have the lead back. Approaching 2 minutes remaining. There's another long bomb that off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Cameron Stubbs. Stubbs to Patterson. Patterson brings it down. Now a foul called. That'll be the 4th team foul.
Foul on Ross, her 3rd. Team 2nd for the period.
It's on Ross. That's her 3rd. So Ross and Reed are both in foul trouble. Reed has 4 and is currently sitting on the bench. Richard puts it up, short. Underneath Wimberly, yes! Carly Wimberly, and the Grizzlies lead by 3 again. That one is way short, may have been blocked. Rebounded by Wimberly. Richard sends one up for Lohman. Lohman, who's been kind of quiet tonight, isn't anymore. She just scored. And the Grizzlies back up by 5. That one picked off. Richard comes up with a loose ball, sends it to Lohman underneath to Patterson, and yes, Patterson puts it in and we lead by 7 again. And just like that, there's going to be a timeout call. That'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here, telling you that the boys' game will follow this one 20 minutes after its conclusion. And then we're back Friday night. We take on Bishop Carroll at home. It's homecoming Friday night. If you can't come out to Northwest to cheer them on, check us out on NWHS Grizz, the TV home of Wichita Northwest Athletics. Coming out of the timeout now, it'll be North High inbounding with 1:01 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Into the paint, Wolke has it, double team. That one gets knocked out of play on a fumble, and it will turn over to Northwest. Grizzlies may play for one shot here. We'll see what they do. Aaliyah Richard with the ball. Near side to Lohman, back to Richard. Lohman for 3, yes! Lohman for 3, and the Grizzlies lead by 10. Biggest lead of the game for Northwest. And that one off the glass is rebounded by Richard. 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And we have a stoppage. And a turnover to the Redhawks with 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. And that'll be a foul on Patterson. That'll be her 3rd. And that's, well, it's the 4th team foul. I had us for 5. I'll be happy to take one away. And that'll do it. Last shot of the quarter doesn't make it. And that is it. We are at the end of 3 quarters of play. And at the end of 3 quarters, it's Northwest 32 and North 22. We'll be back with the 4th quarter after this. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball. ready to start the fourth quarter of play. Northwest will inbound to start play. Carissa Patterson will do the honors. She'll inbound to Kenzie Edwards. We're underway here in the fourth quarter. Also on the floor, Carly Wimberly, who has the ball, Cameron Stubbs, and Aubrey Lohman. That's the 5 on the floor here in quarter number 4. Kenzie Edwards with it, top of the key, dishes it off to Lohman. Lohman is fouled by Rodriguez. That's the first team foul on North. No, wait a minute, what are we doing here? No, they called that foul on us. We'll see we'll figure that out here in a minute. They did not call a foul on the play. That's what the problem was. It is called a travel. Kenzie Edwards will bring it across the timeline for Northwest. Grizzlies lead by 10, their largest lead of the game. Wow, there's a charge going to be called against Wimberly, I think. Let's see what they call here. Nope, they called that on North High on the mystery guest. I was going to say, what are we doing here? That should be our ball. And yeah, now they've got it right. Ball inbounded to Edwards. We're back underway. Approaching 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Wimberly puts it up off the glass. Good. Grizzlies by a dozen. Wolke puts up a rainbow from 8 feet, and it's good. 34-24 Northwest. And there's one that Edwards tried to throw over a player and threw it out of bounds. North High will get it on the turnover. Down the floor it comes. 13 puts it up off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Aubrey Lohman. Lohman will bring it down. She sends it all the way down to Patterson. Patterson to Edwards for 3, uncontested off the rim, no good. Rebounded by North High. That one's intercepted by Wimberly. Carly sends it over to Patterson, to Lohman for 3. Off the rim, no good. Right back to Lohman. Patterson for 3. That one doesn't go. Loose on the floor. Wimberly puts it up. Doesn't go, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot 2. Fouls on Anderson. That's her second. Wimberly will take 2 free throws here. First one is up and good. She'll get one more. Wolke comes out and is replaced by another mystery guest. We don't have a 30. Oh, that's 23 Ross that came in for. 36-24 Northwest, 12-point lead, largest of the game. Anderson with it for the Red Hawks on the far side. Back to Anderson, loose on the floor, picked up by Aubrey Lohman. Lohman will bring it down the floor. To Wimberly. Lohman for 3. Good! Aubrey Lohman, Kansas 3, and the Grizzlies are up by 15. And Edwards literally climbed the back of Rodriguez. Well, she got her money's worth for the foul, I'll say that. That's the first team foul for Northwest. Grizzlies make a couple substitutions. Wimberly and Stubbs come out. Richard comes back in along with Navarrete. There's one off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Ross. Ross puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Lohman. Lohman sends it up to Richard. Richard will cross the timeline with it. Waits for her team to get back down there with her. Now gives it to Edwards. Edwards to Navarrete. Back to Edwards. Edwards pulls it back out. Grizzlies can take their time. Edwards drives, misses it, gets her own rebound. Taken away by Northwest. There's a long one. That's too long for Kenzie Edwards, and it'll turn right back over to North High. 3:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. Grizzlies up by 17. Ball inbounded, back underway. Ross brings it down the floor for North High. Inside, taken away there by McKaylee Nave, who just subbed in, and she threw a pass down the floor, got intercepted. Ross traveled. Northwest basketball. McKaylee Nave will inbound. It's Nave, Edwards, Richard, Navarrete, and Patterson on the floor for Northwest here in the latter stages of the fourth quarter. Patterson puts it up off the glass, good. Beautiful move, Carissa Patterson. And the Grizzlies lead by 19. There's a long bomb, count it. That's Charlie Hill, who is wearing number 13. She's on my program as number 5. That's why we didn't know. So if the Hill family is watching tonight, my apologies. Talk to the stenographer. Our clock is a little off. We're going to give it a chance to reset here. North High with the ball. Wolke is fouled by McKaylee Nave. Her first. Ball inbounded once again. Three-pointer is good. Grizzlies lead down to 13. They led by 19 just a moment ago. McKaylee Nave, nice save. Oh, and then she threw it right away to Zaccardi. Gives it to Ross. Ross from 10 feet off the heel, no good. Rebounded by Patterson, and it's going to go to Northwest as it was knocked out of play. Patterson will sub out. And she is replaced by, I don't see her replacement out there. We'll figure it out. Richard for 2. Grizzlies by 15. Edwards, Richard, Navarrete, Stubbs, and Nave, the 5 on the floor. Stubbs gets the rebound. Grizzlies will bring it down. They got plenty of time. They're not wasting any of it, though, and Nave sends it out and picked off by Ross. Ross is going down with Navarrete, and Ross misses the lay-in. gets her own rebound, puts it in the middle, and Edwards comes away with it. Edwards coughs it up. Charlie Hill gives it to, Zaccardi rather. And we have a foul called. Well, that was a mess. Fouls charged to Edwards. It's her second. It's the third team foul. McKaylee Nave comes out. Sasha Reed back in. Reed with 4 fouls in the game. That's a long 2 for Joanna Ross. One minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Navarrete has a shot blocked. It goes to Richard. Richard puts it up. It's short. Loose, knocked out a play by Reed, and it will be North High basketball with 46 seconds to go in the contest. Charlie Hill sends it over to Ross. Ross puts up a 3 that misses. Lead pass to Richard. Richard off the glass, doesn't go, but she's fouled. And she will go to the line and shoot a pair. 31 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Aaliyah Richard at the stripe. Puts it up, and it misses. She'll get one more. Grizzlies by 13. They've led by as many as 19. And the second one falls after a bounce. 46-32. 30 seconds to go. Charlie Hill with it for North High. She's had a pretty good game. Over to Joanna Ross. She puts it up, misses everything. Rebounded by Edwards. Richard all by herself down the floor, puts it up, doesn't go. The rebound to Walke. Walke to Charlie Hill. Charlie Hill will bring it down uncontested, and she throws it away. 5 seconds to go in the game. Grizzlies are going to win this one. And they're content to run out the clock, and so are we. That'll do it. We're final here at North High. In our first of 2, it's Northwest 46 and the Red Hawks 32. We'll be back for a quick wrap-up, and then we'll send it to the pregame show after this 1-minute timeout. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly Basketball. Welcome back to North High with our executive producer, Craig Hall. Kevin Orkin with you. Grizzlies, the Lady Grizzlies, finished the season sweep of the Red Hawks, winning tonight 46-32 in the first of 2 games tonight. We're going to go ahead and send to the pregame interview Andy Hill here in just a moment. And then we'll have the second game of our doubleheader with the Red Hawks. Once again, Grizzlies break a 4-game skid, winning tonight 46-32. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Wherever you are, go get something to drink and a snack and come back for the second game. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to turn our attention now to the Varsity Boys Contest, which will be tipping off here in just a few minutes. And we're joined, as we are before every varsity contest, by our head varsity coach, Andy Hill. And, Coach, take a look back. We traveled up north to Heights High at our last game, and that Heights team is pretty darn good.
Yeah, they are. They're absolutely loaded. Extremely talented, big, athletic. They can shoot it. Got one of the best coaches of all time. So, I was disappointed that we weren't more competitive in that game. Obviously, for us to beat a team like Heights, we've got to be at our absolute best. And then even with that, probably still need to catch a couple breaks. And it just didn't happen for us Friday night. It's one of those where we got to take the lessons from it that we can, learn about things that we can do to get better, and then just try and forget about it and move on in our season, because we still got a lot of things in front of us that we can accomplish.
And you've just come off a really wicked stretch in the schedule where you played 5 games in 7 days with the tournament coming in and everything else, then having Heights at the back end of it. I don't know if fatigue was a factor or not for the kids, but, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't and we wouldn't make an excuse for fatigue, because Heights was in that same boat as well. So, we all came off the tournament, and they were just better than us, and that's how it goes. If you're going to play the number 1 team in the state, you've got to execute at a high level. You've got to, play with more energy, and we just didn't do the things that we needed to do to compete in that game. Hats off to Heights. I think I'll be really surprised if they lose a game prior to the state tournament, and even in the state tournament. I'm not sure I've seen a team yet that can beat them. I know there's some really good schools up in the Kansas City area, but they're just really, really tough this year.
They are solid, no question about that. So now you're in right in the middle now of the opposite situation schedule-wise, where you had 4 games in 7 days before and including Heights. Now you haven't played a game in a week. You've had a week off. What did you do different in preparation for North High having that long layoff?
I think it was good for us. I think it came at the right time. So after that Heights game last Tuesday, we practiced Wednesday and Thursday, and then I gave them Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So they got some time to just kind of rest, mentally rest as well as physically, kind of get our bodies right. And we had a pretty good practice yesterday. I think guys, their heads are in the right place, and they know that we've still got a lot of great opportunities in front of us. Going through the second half of your City League schedule is always a challenge, because now now teams know each other, and so what may have gone one way in the first game, you got to go above and beyond if you're going to try and beat a team a second time around. So I think it's an exciting time of the year. You can kind of feel postseason play is creeping up on you, but at the same time, we've got these last 7 games of league play in front of us. It's going to be a grind here that we got to be prepared for every night.
And does the fact that you were able to defeat North High at home earlier this season, does that affect your practice strategy at all, or your game strategy going in to tonight when we have to play them in their own building?
No, not necessarily. I think every game you kind of treat it as a new event. You may think back to these are certain things we did against North that worked the first time, but you got to understand that just like we have kind of changed and evolved and improved over the course of the season, the other teams are as well. So you've got to study, their most recent films, kind of figure out, okay, how are they playing now? What's working for them now? Who's, their guys right now as opposed to what happened a month ago.
What's the injury situation looking like for tonight?
No injuries.
Best news I could have ever gotten from you is the fact nobody is hurt. So wish you the best of luck tonight against the Red Hawks, and we'll look forward to a visit before homecoming on Friday when Bishop Carroll comes into the building. That'll always be a big game.
All right, that sounds good.
Head coach Andy Hill on our pregame show. Stay tuned. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, and then we'll be back with the starting lineup and the play-by-play of tonight's game against the Wichita North High Red Hawks. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly basketball.
Hey, man, you got up for football?
Band class still needs you, man.
Kansas students have choices to do or not to do. The Kansas State High School Activities Association urges everyone to participate because when activities stop, nobody wins.
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
It means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
Make them comfortable. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North High. We are in between games. Got about 10 minutes to go before the introduction of the starting lineups, and we have in the booth with us our star of the game and the birthday girl, Aubrey Navarrete. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Well, tell us, what was the game like for you?
Ooh, good game, but close game. It was great to come away with the win.
Well, congratulations. You sweep the season series with the North High Red Hawks. Sweeping anybody is most difficult.
Yes.
Always hard to beat them the second time around, especially in their building.
Yeah.
And you had a good night.
Very, very hot in this gym.
It is hot in here. I'm sweating bullets.
Yes.
I really am. And you're right. It is very, very hot in here. And maybe that helped you. I don't know.
Yes.
Girls played together tonight. They look really good on the floor.
Yes. We had a lot of bench players come off the bench today, and they played great. Like, great game for them.
Well, I couldn't criticize the single player that was on the floor tonight. Everybody contributed. Everybody did a great job. There was a lot of good chemistry on the floor, I thought. You participated in one of the skills competitions and did pretty well. Tell us about it.
Yes, the free throw contest, actually, it was fun. It took a long time, but it was pretty fun. I liked it for my first time playing in it.
So what were you doing? Tell us what you were doing.
I was doing the free throw contest, and it was 25 shots each, and I came away third out of I don't know how many schools, but.
Well, Coach Common told me there were like 18 people in that contest.
Yeah, there was a lot.
So third out of 18 is awesome. How many did you make, do you know?
I don't remember. I think it was, I want to say 23.
23 out of 25, and you only finished third?
Yeah, or it was.
What? Somebody must have.
17.
Somebody must have cleared the whole board.
Yes, it was 17 and then 3.
Wow. Effort. And,
well, thank you.
You know, it was a tough weekend.
Yes.
Dropping all 3, but you know, you learn when you lose too. So
yes.
you come away with more than you went in with. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Now you're ready for this stretch run. You got Carroll on Friday.
Ooh, tough one, but hopefully
You're at home.
Yes.
It's homecoming. Carroll is beatable.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
so
yeah,
you should be able to make that workable and be able to get that done. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll let you go because I know you're going to go celebrate your birthday tonight.
Yes.
So again, happy birthday and
thank you.
Great game, and thanks for stopping by up here and joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Aubrey Navarrete, our guest in between games. Great night for her, shooting and defensively, no doubt about that. And she helped lead the team to a 46-32 win over the North High Redhawks. We're going to go ahead and send it to a quick timeout so we can reset everything on our game board, and then we'll be back. We'll let you listen to the band when you come back. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest webpage, join today. Go Grizzlies.
Come on. Welcome back to North High. We're going to let you listen to the band for a few minutes. listening to the North High Pep Band in between games here as the teams get set for the introductions of the starting lineups and a potential national anthem. We're still about 3 minutes away. Again, we want to thank Aubrey Navarrete for stopping by and wish her a happy birthday once more time. And our star of the game in the girls' contest tonight. Grizzlies will be wearing their road blues with gold trim and with pardon me, with gold trim and blue numerals. Virtually impossible for me to see. Fortunately, I know who they all are, so it's not a problem. And of course, the home team in North High Redhawks will be in their home whites with red trim. And I believe they have red numerals. I haven't seen, they still have their warm-ups on, so I don't know that for sure, but nothing unusual in the starting lineup for either team tonight. No scratches tonight. You heard Coach Hill refer to the fact that everybody is healthy and everybody is available tonight. Those are both good things. This is the second edition of the Alfred Hitchcock Bowl, which I refer to each time these two teams get together. The Alfred Hitchcock Bowl is my nickname given to this game because of the reference to Alfred Hitchcock and North by Northwest. Teams are headed to the benches. We're getting set now for the introduction of the starting lineups. Again, we thank Craig Hall for joining us tonight, acting as our executive producer. We couldn't do this. This wouldn't be nearly as good without him here, let me tell you. It would have been terrible.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wichita North High School would like to welcome all of you attending tonight's matchup between Wichita Northwest High School and Wichita North High School. Here at North High, we strive to be a first-class organization. Part of that is showing great sportsmanship. So make sure we treat all players, workers, coaches, and officials with respect. Your behavior is a reflection and representation of the people you are here supporting. At this time, please remove your covers, stand for the play.
Time for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem.
Michael Paradas and Gianni Gitana. Your national anthem is being played by your pep band.
That's the national anthem as performed by the North High Pep Band. Now the introduction of the starting lineups. Let's give you the starting lineups for both teams, and we will start with the visiting team, the Grizzlies of Wichita Northwest High School. They're gonna play the. They may have changed the name, but some things have not gone away, and this is one of them. This is the war cry of Wichita North High School. You can see the cheerleaders in the center of the court. The North High war cry heard before the introduction of the players at each boys game. Now the introduction of the starting lineup, starting with the visitors from Wichita Northwest. A 5'9" senior guard wearing number 2, Tayshawn Williams. Sophomore 5'11" guard, number 4, Darian Hammond. Junior guard, 6 foot, number 5, Eli Benning. 6'3" senior forward, number 11, Jerome Henderson. And rounding out the starting 5, a senior 6'2" forward, number 23, Jace Glasper. Grizzlies are coached by Andy Hill, assisted by Gavin Darr, Kylan Hawkins, and Gary Cooper. Now the home team, dressed in white, the Red Hawks of Wichita North High School. A 6'1" guard, senior, number 1, Caleb Jackson. 5'9" senior guard, number 2, Joshua McCoy. 5'8" junior guard, number 3, Kamarian Thomas. 6'4" senior forward. Number 21, Kobe Jacobs. Rounding out the starting 5, a 6-foot junior center, number 55, Ivan Trato. The Red Hawks are coached by Michael Bailey. He's assisted by Matthew Bailey and Justin Tate. The athletic director of Wichita North High is Michael Graham, and we thank Mr. Graham for his hospitality in getting us all set up here. We couldn't have a better view of this game than where we are. I am sitting literally right along the halfway stripe. Getting set for the opening tip. Tipping it for Northwest, it'll be Jace Glasper, number 23. And for the Redskins, it will be, number 3, Kamarian Thomas. Grizzlies will play from right to left in the first half. Ball's tipped and Northwest wins the opening tip. We're underway here in the first half. Again on the floor for Northwest, and there's an easy lay-in right away for Glasper. Grizzlies take a quick 2-0 lead. Trado passes it back to Jackson, who brings it down the floor. There's one that's intercepted by Hammond. Hammond all the way down. Look at that pass and a lay-in. Great play for the Grizzlies. They lead 4-0. Grizzlies came into the game 10-3 on the season. We have a foul called here and a stoppage of play, of course. And I take that back. It's not a foul. It's a timeout taken by the Redhawks. We'll keep it right here. Give you our timeout programming notice. We're back live here on Friday night. We'll be home against Bishop Carroll. It's homecoming for Northwest. We'll have all the ceremonies for you live as they occur on Friday night, in addition to the doubleheader with the Golden Eagles of Bishop Carroll. Back underway here, coming out of the timeout. Jackson lost the handle, got it back, almost had it picked off, and instead Glasper's going to be called for a foul. That'll be the first foul of the game. Inbounding the ball, North High. That's Thomas with it. Camarian Thomas gives it back to Jackson on the far side. Actually, that's McCoy, excuse me. From the free throw stripe, count the basket for Kobe Jacobs. And North High's on the board. It's 4-2. Williams passes underneath. Great inside work for the Grizzlies. Beautiful pass by Tayshawn Williams. Jackson brings it down the floor. Spin move, how that wasn't a travel, I'll never know. Hammond will easily lay that one in for 2 more, and the Grizzlies lead by 6. .6:15 to go in the first quarter. That one's out of bounds. Turn it over to Northwest. I never did tell you finished telling you who was on the floor. We've got Tayshawn Williams, Jace Glassberg, Jerome Henderson, Eli Benning, who's got the ball now, and Darian Hammond, who's got the ball now. Hammond puts it up, and it doesn't go. Rebounded by the Hawks. They almost threw it away. Trado with it, the big man, number 55. He tries a 3, it's way short. May have been blocked. Underneath, lay it in, Darian Hammond from Eli Benning, and the Grizzlies are up by 8. Jacobs loses the handle. Here's Williams with it, gives it to Hammond. Hammond again scores. And I think we're going to have another timeout. This will be a full timeout taken by the Redhawks. We will go ahead and we will take this full timeout with them. Stay with us. Grizzlies lead by 10. HS Grizz, this is Grizzly basketball. North High basketball coming out of the timeout. We've got our clock messed up here. We'll give it a chance to fix itself. Right at 5 minutes to go in the first. Long 3, good by Williams. And we have a foul called. Grizzly basketball after the foul is charged to Butler. Benning has it, top of the key. 2-3 zone being employed by the Redhawks. They got Trado in the lane. He pretty much occupies the whole darn thing. He's a big guy. Hammond for three. Misses everything. Good save by the Grizzlies, and Tayshawn Williams gets it for Northwest. Far side for three. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by McCoy. McCoy double teamed. He's having trouble getting rid of it. Trado with it. That's taken away by Williams. Underneath to Henderson, lay it in, you betcha. Grizzlies 17-2 real quickly here in the first 4 minutes of the game. There's a miss and a rebound by Williams. Tayshawn underneath. Three-point attempt. Good! (20-2) Grizzlies. That one's thrown away. Oh, it's tipped out. I think Glasper got a piece of it. It'll stay with the Hawks. Grizzlies lead 20-2. 3:29 to go, first quarter. Have a personnel change for Northwest we'll give you here in a moment. That one's rebounded by Benning. Liam Calvert is in the game, number 15 for Northwest, the junior forward, 6'2". And we have a stoppage of play. Fouls on Benning. Team foul number 2 for Northwest. Trado inbounds. We're back underway. McCoy with it. At the stripe, puts it up, misses everything. Get the putback and the bucket. And Calvert misses. Rebound goes to Trado. McCoy with it underneath the basket, and he lays it in. And 20-6 now. Grizzlies up by 14. North High starting to come to life here. And again, they're in that 2-1-2 zone that we saw a lot of in the girls' game. With Trado being in the middle. Benning puts up a three that's short. Rebounded by the Hawks. Bringing it down and scoring with it. And all of a sudden, the Hawks have a 6-point run going. Grizzlies led by 18 a moment ago. Lead is now down to 12. Henderson with it, top of the key, gives it to Benning here on the near side. Williams puts up a three, in and out, no good. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Now the threes aren't falling for Northwest. McCoy brings it down. Tayshawn Williams fights for it, and they're going to call a jump ball. And on the alternating possession, arguably the dumbest rule in all of sports, the Grizzlies are denied a good defensive play, and the ball will stay with North High. That's the next rule I want to see changed. Brown the Hornet goes underneath now. And a shot blocked. Shot taken by Fowler was blocked by a combination of Calvert and Benning. North High gets the rebound. They maintain possession, counting down to 1 minute remaining. Driving under the basket, sending it wide. There's a three ball. In and out, no good. McCoy, he'll try 1-2. It's off the heel, no good. And Benning gets the rebound. Less than a minute to go in the quarter. Benning puts it up, it doesn't go. Franklin EQ in the game puts one up and it misses. Rebound by Benning. They'll send it back out to Williams. And the Grizzlies may be content to try for one shot here. 40 seconds, less than 40 seconds remaining now in the first quarter. And Tayshawn Williams content to put the ball under his arm and kill time. And nobody coming out to challenge him. 20 seconds to go now. Ten seconds to go. Benning to Williams. 7 seconds. 6. Back to Williams. Williams driving, puts it up off the glass. Count it! Yes, it counts! And the Grizzlies will take a 22-8 lead into the second quarter. We'll be back with that second quarter right after this. Stay with us. You're watching NWHS Grizz, and this is Grizzly Basketball. Grizzlies will inbound to start the second quarter of play. It'll be Darian Hammond inbounding to Tayshawn Williams to start play. Also on the floor, Liam Calvert, Jace Glasper, and Franklin EQ. That's the 5 on the floor for Northwest here to start the second quarter of play, and they start it with a 14-point lead. Pretty good quarter for the Grizzlies, although they led by 18 at one point. Glasper with it. Spin move, pulls it out. Now he drives, gives it to Hammond. Hammond over to Williams. Williams underneath. Glasper puts it up. He's fouled going up. He'll shoot 2. Glasper will shoot a pair. First one by Jace is good. He'll get one more. Second one now. Off the rim, no good, and rebounded by North High. Here come the Hawks down. Jacobs will bring it across the timeline. Back to McCoy. McCoy, far side. There's a long 3 off the heel. No good. And Calvert knocks it out of play. It'll stay with North High. Trying to sweep the season series from the Red Hawks. Grizzlies bring it down the floor. Across the way to Hammond. Now back to Williams. Williams drives in the paint. He puts it up and it misses and goes out of bounds. It'll turn over to North High. Back underway. Jackson will bring it down. Gives it to McCoy. Oh, McCoy's pass was almost picked off by Glasper. Trejo puts one up off the rim, no good. And the Grizzlies put one up, doesn't go, put back, count it. Glasper picks up the junk. That's the problem. This is going to be North High ball. Inbounded, Trado has it, hands it off. McCoy. Around the horn, Grizzlies. Playing some solid wide. There's a 3-ball by Hammond, short, and rebounded by Butler for North High. McCoy with it. Here's an uncontested 3. This one missed, and the rebound goes to North. Grizzlies tried to come away with it. Trado with it. Spin move, lost the ball, and they're going to call him for a charge, I think. And it will be an offensive foul charge to Trado. That'll be the first foul on, I take that back, that's the Red Hawks' second foul. Grizzlies don't have any. I put in the wrong spot there. And we're back underway. 4:40 to go in the second. Benning to Northwest, Jace Glasper. Glasper feeds it wide. And now back out to Hammond. Hammond sends it over here to the near side. How'd he get in there without my that's Eli Benning on this near side. McCoy. Trado thought about it. McCoy pulls it back out. Approaching 3.5 to go in the first half. Been a fast-moving first half. Trado underneath, can't find a home. There's another one, a steal and another bucket. That was a fast 4 points. That's like a 4-point play there. Bringing it down the floor is Jordan. There's another 3 that rims out, no good. Grizzlies with the rebound. Glasper got the rebound, gives it to Benning. Benning down into the paint, count it. Nice. All of a sudden, the Grizzlies are up by 20. That's their biggest lead of the game. There's a loose ball picked off by Northwest. 2-on-0 break, easy lay-in. And a timeout's been called by North, and I'll bet you it's a full timeout. It is a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Grizzlies lead by 22. That's their biggest lead of the game. Unless they completely collapse here, they're well on their way to a season sweep of the Red Hawks. Trying to go 11-3 on the season are the Grizzlies. They're just beginning to think in terms of playoff position, and it'd be nice to win a few more games here and be able to host a couple of rounds of the playoffs. And there's a foul call. That didn't take long. Second team foul. McCoy double teamed by Northwest. Wow, Jordan had a shot blocked on the way up. Underneath. Henderson, yes. And we have another stoppage of play here. Grizzlies will make a substitution. Franklin EQ returns to the game for Northwest, replacing Jace Glasper. Giving Glasper a bit of a rest. Jackson, top of the key, dishes it off. And again he has it. On the near side, Grizzlies make a substitution. Hammond comes out, and coming in for him ball around the horn here. Less than a minute to go. Ball block going up, rebounded by the Grizzlies. Down it comes on the far side into the paint, and a little lay-in doesn't go, and it's rebounded by North. 30 seconds to go in the half. Grizzlies still have it. They'll play for one now with 18 to go. Ten seconds now. Three ball. Good! And at the buzzer. Wow. We're at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, and the halftime score is Northwest 43 and North High 6. Commercial timeout, then we'll be back. You'll be able to hear some more of the band play, I'm sure, during halftime. Stay with us. I'm going to make sure they don't have a halftime. And it looks like that they do not. So we're at halftime, 43-16 Northwest. We'll be back. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly Basketball.
Hey Grizzly Nation, this is Eric Hofer-Holdeman, your principal at Northwest High School. Did you know Grizzly Pride is the combined booster club and PTO here at Northwest? They support both athletics and academics. We're asking you to join Grizzly Pride this year. Due to these extraordinary times, Grizzly Pride doesn't have the same fundraising opportunities they normally have, and we need you to join and offer your donation to help Grizzly Pride out. Go to our Northwest website.
Ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare young people in Kansas for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the...
What does it mean when people say America is a land of opportunity?
It means the power to discover,
to redefine yourself,
To improve yourself.
to challenge yourself.
To realize there's more in you
Than you ever knew.
that you could do.
Means giving people an open field to explore what they do best.
With the best tools,
The best training.
the best technology in the world.
We bring out the best in the people who serve.
So you can be all you can be.
All right, welcome back, folks. We are getting ready for the start of the third quarter. Grizzlies lead 43-16 here going into the start of the third quarter, and it will be inbounded by North High. North High with the ball. That's McCoy with it, giving it to Trado in the paint. Spin move, Trado had the ball knocked out of his hand. Loose ball picked up by Hammond. We'll give you the starters here in a minute. And an easy lay-in for Northwest and a good way to start the third quarter for the Grizzlies. On the floor for Northwest, it's Jace Glasper, Jerome Henderson. There's a three ball that misses, rebounded by Eli Benning. Darian Hammond. And Tayshawn Williams is over there. He's got the ball now, in fact. Puts it up, and it's short. And rebounded by Trado. That's a bit of a mismatch with Williams. Williams has given up about 80 pounds, I think. Trado is a big guy. McCoy puts it up, doesn't go. Put back is good. 45-18 Grizzlies, 6:55 to go, third quarter. Williams, long three ball off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jordan. Jordan gives it to Trado. Trado down to McCoy. McCoy to Thomas. And back to Jacobs. That's their five on the floor. Now that was intercepted by Northwest. Off the glass, count the bucket. Henderson, nice job. Grizzlies lead 47-18. And this is Jacobs for three. Grizzlies were approaching mercy rule territory. Now they've given some of it back. A 12-footer misses, rebounded by McCoy. McCoy over to Jacobs, back to McCoy. Trado with it on the far side. Spin move, lost the ball, got it back. Gives it to McCoy. McCoy from 10 feet, scores. And we have a stoppage of play and a timeout taken. Northwest takes its first timeout of the night. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Grizzlies lead 47-23. They have 4 timeouts left. The Redhawks have 2. Possession arrow is pointing to Northwest. Neither team has a foul in this quarter. And it will be Northwest inbounding to restart play after the timeout. Hammond gives it back to Benning. Eli will bring it across the timeline. Hammond on the far side, back to Benning. Benning in the paint, dishes it off. Williams for three, good! And the Grizzlies up by 27. Thomas is fouled. I don't know if he called a technical. I didn't see the signal, but boy, he was sure yelling at a coach. Nope, no technical, but the call was over and back. Jace Glasper is tying his shoe. Now they'll allow for that. And ball's inbounded. We're back underway. Benning with it for Northwest. Gives it on the far side, Darian Hammond. Back to Benning. Benning driving underneath. The Williams reverse layup. Come on, it doesn't go. Put back, count it. Grizzlies by 29. Loose ball on the floor. Thomas gives it off to Jackson. He puts up a three, missing. Rebound to Benning. There's a long one to Williams. Williams, lay it in, you betcha. Grizzlies by 31. Now we have a foul called on the far side. Well, I thought it was a foul. Glasper goes out, and Liam Calvert comes in for Northwest. North High with the ball. We're back underway. That'll be Jackson with it. Gives it to Thomas. Thomas to Jacobs. Jacobs drives. There's a blocking foul charge. That's a pretty ticky-tack foul, but it'll be a foul on Northwest. Oops. Put that in the wrong place, folks. I do have it in the wrong place. That's our second foul. They don't have any. There we go. Thomas with it. Dishes it back out to McCoy. Underneath. Jacobs manages to save it for North. Back out to Thomas. Thomas throws it away. It'll be Northwest High basketball. 3:33 to go, third quarter. 54-23 Northwest. Williams, uncontested three, is short. Rebounded to Northwest. And there's a nice, easy lay-in for Williams. He's having a great night, too. A missed shot and a rebound. There's Williams down here all alone. Count it. Three minutes to go in the third quarter. Loose ball on the floor. Thomas picks it up. There's one off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Northwest. Calvert gets it. He gives it to Williams underneath. Calvert thought about a three. Gives it to Benning for three. It's short. Rebound, count. Nope. They're going to call him for a charge. That'll be the third personal on Northwest in this quarter. And it's charged to Henderson. That's his second of the quarter, or second of the game, beg your pardon. And we're back underway here. North with it, bringing it down. 12-footer misses, rebounded by Trado, and that's taken away now by Benning. Benning brings it down the floor. Underneath, alley-oop, yes, sir. Nice play by the Grizzlies. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. McCoy for three, yes, count it. Benning brings it back down the floor. 60-26 Grizzlies. On the near side. Underneath Henderson. He can't get it, but Glasper gets it back. Sends it back out to Hammond. Hammond near side to Benning. Benning from 15 feet off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Franklin EQ, got that rebound, and we have a foul called, stopping the clock with 1:24 to go. Fouls on Trado. It's his second. And at the line to shoot 2 is Franklin EQ of Northwest. First one is short. Come on, guys, let's make those. Grizzlies making some personnel changes of their own, bringing in Aiden Blunt, number 14, the sophomore guard. And both shots missed, and the ball goes out of play. It'll turn over to North. Almost picked off. North High saves it. Jordan sends it back out to McCoy as we approach 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. There's a loose ball picked back up by Thomas, and now we have a foul called on Benning. Oh, they called it on Jace Glasper. Fourth team foul on Northwest in this quarter. They're at the limit now. And we're back underway. Less than a minute to go now in the third. McCoy from the stripe misses. Williams. He went coast to coast and got fouled trying to put it up. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. 46.8 seconds to go. They're not going to let him go to the line. Butler, it's his third. Another easy lay-in, wow. A steal and a lay-in and a whistle. He'll go to the line and try for a three-point play. This is EQ again. Just scored, and we'll try and make it a three-point play, and he does. .30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Thomas brings it down. They may play for one here. Jordan puts it up from 15 feet. It misses. Rebound to Northwest. EQ has it. Goes up off the glass. Count it. Very nicely done. Grizzlies up by 39. And there isn't any question this is going to be a fast fourth quarter. That one would not have counted anyway. We're at the end of the third quarter, and after 3 quarters of play, it's Wichita Northwest 67. Back with the fourth quarter after this. Stay with us. Grizzlies will inbound to start the fourth quarter. It will be a running clock fourth quarter on the Keisha Mercy rule. Grizzlies leading by 39. Make it 42. Three-pointer by Hammond. There's a steal and laying it in for Northwest is Glasper. This game has been all Northwest tonight. Thomas with it for the Red Hawks. McCoy for three. Good. Grizzlies with it. We've got Williams out there, Hammond, Benning, who's got it now. And he tried to dish it off to Glasper. It was picked off, and that'll be an easy lay-in. Benning back out to Williams. Underneath, nice, easy put in. Beautiful play. Great pass by Williams. 6:30 to go in the game, clock running. Grizzlies lead 74-31. That one off the heel, no good, and a three-point attempt is rebounded by Benning. Benning will bring it all the way down and literally had the ball picked off his arm, but a turnover will leave it with Northwest. And now Northwest is going to sub in a whole boatload of players. We'll see if we can reset this for you. Out there on the floor, Franklin EQ, number 13. Liam Calvert is out there. This is where I have a problem because I can't read the numbers. There's a three-pointer by the Grizzlies that misses. Hammond is still out there for Northwest. Whoops. Guess it would have helped if I'd started that. We're about 30 seconds behind on the clock, folks. Jordan has it for North High. Thomas in the paint, scoops it in. I stopped the clock when I shouldn't have. That was my fault. There's a three-pointer. And let's give that one to Aiden Blunt, number 14. Okay, we're going to fix this. There we go. Grizzlies will be charged with a foul. That foul goes to Calvert, his first team foul of the quarter. First free throw is good. I don't know how, but I missed a basket there somewhere. One more, and they're both good. 77-35 Northwest. For three, no good. Rebounded. Loose ball. They're going to call a foul on somebody here. Foul is on. Well, foul's on Northwest. I put these in the wrong place. It's on Benton for Northwest. That's Deshae Benton, number 10 in the game for the Grizzlies. There's a long three, nothing but net. Great play by Thomas. Foul on Benton. He picks up his second in less than a minute. And a nice easy lay-in by McCoy, who's had a pretty good night. Grizzlies nearly have them doubled up. Now there's a turnover by Hammond. That one misses everything. It'll turn over to Northwest. 2:45 remaining in the game, clock running. Grizzlies up by 39. Subs coming in for North High.
Sanders and Salas coming in for the Red Hawks.
EQ with it, sends it across the way. There's a three-point attempt, missing, and rebounded by Braden May, of North High. Three-point attempt from the Emmanuel Salas gets a three-pointer for North. Giving the fans a little something to cheer about here late in the game. There's a three-pointer right back at you. Loose underneath, North High with it. There's a three-point attempt. That's going to go off the heel. No good. Rebounded by Northwest. A long pass down to EQ, who was down there all by himself. Couldn't get it. His shot was blocked. Couldn't get the rebound back right away. Grizzlies still have it. In the paint, and come on. And that, not exactly sure what happened there. I think they call goaltending or something, because that I couldn't tell if the ball went in. It did not. Across the way, North High, and a travel will give it to Northwest with 35 seconds remaining in the game. Grizzlies are going to come away with a pretty handy win here. They don't even need to take a shot any longer. And down it comes. Hammond will be content probably to run the clock out. Inside 15 to go now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'll do it. We're final here at North High. Your final score, Wichita Northwest 82, Wichita North 43. Back to quickly wrap this up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. We'll be back. You're watching NWHS Grizz. This is Grizzly Basketball. Back at North High, where the Grizzlies take care of business tonight, sweeping the Red Hawks. Boys win 82-43. Pardon me. And they extend their record to 11-3 on the season. We are back Friday night. We'll be home. It's homecoming. Bishop Carroll will be in the building. We're on the air at 5:45 Friday night with the girls pregame and Christina Commons. I want to once again thank Craig Hall for his great camera work. Couldn't have done this without him. Glad you all stayed with us and watched this doubleheader tonight. Look forward to seeing you either at Northwest on Friday or here on NWHS Grizz. I'm Kevin Arkin for Craig Hall saying good night from North High.